So as a financial advisor, there are 3 stories that you need to know to connect with and serve the right type of investors for your advisory business. Today I'm going to share with you what those 3 advisor stories are and how you can work on telling those stories better to attract and close the right type of clients. Hi, I'm John Cook. I'm the founder of Advisor Story, where we help financial advisors and their teams create a more profitable, meaningful way to talk about what you do, because life is too short to sound like every other financial advisor. So after working with over 250 advisors and their teams one-on-one since 2017, a trap that I see advisors fall into over and over again is starting with, so why'd you become a financial advisor? Tell the story. Why did you join Charles Schwab or leave Charles Schwab or Merrill or Edward Jones, Raymond James, or why'd you become a financial advisor? You've likely heard countless times how important it is to tell your story as a financial advisor. The question is, how do you tell your story? How do you show you're remarkably different than other advisors in your space? You start by building out your origin story, but probably not how you've been told to tell it. The problem is many advisors became financial advisors for less than remarkable reasons. I got my finance degree, or I got my business degree. I was graduating, I thought this might be a good job. Or you might say like, hey, I wanted to make a good income. I wanted to have a stable job. So none of those reasons I just mentioned, as true as they are, they're not that inspiring, right? But my team and I, when we work with advisors, we don't start with why you became an advisor. We start with why you stay a financial advisor, because that's more interesting. It's truly more relevant to the investors that you know you can serve. So yes, you can start with your origin story chronologically about when you started your business and where you served before you started your business and all the usual details. But as soon as reasonably possible, make that transition from where you were to where you see a vision for the future for our industry. Where do you see your insight and your expertise making a difference? Because talking about where you came from, it's interesting to a lot of investors, but talking about the future, where we're going and how you can see yourself contributing to that, that's far more interesting for more investors. So what's a good way to build out or structure your origin story as a financial advisor? Well, I like looking for like a physical object, like a pen or some type of talisman, a token as it were, that's some physical object, or maybe it's a conversation or a moment in time that you can point to as a key moment of purpose. So I'll give you an example. One of our advisor clients, Dave, he started as a 12-year-old boy raising steers for 4-H, and he sold his first steer at 12 years old, and his dad immediately took him to his financial advisor's office, and they put that money into an investment account. And Dave saw that money, that hard work pay off, and that money grew and grew and grew in his account. But now he specifically works with business owners, and he helps them see their businesses like their very own steer, to take care of, to feed, to clean, to get it ready for the right set of eyeballs to see for sale. So instead of starting with a conversation about putting $1,500 into an investment account, we wound the clock back to how he got the money. We start with a steer, and then we use that idea of a steer as the golden thread through the entire story. We make it all about his clients, their businesses becoming these prize-winning steers. That's one way in how you can structure your origin story around a token or around that moment in time. The second story that you need is to tell your heroic investor story. You're not the hero. For all your investor clients, they are the hero. You are their guide. So what would it look like for them to have a truly heroic experience as an investor? So if we can put on kind of our Lord of the Rings hat or our Camelot imagination for just a bit here, what's the quest that your investor clients are wanting to conquer? Let's go back to the story about Dave. His clients want to know that they can safely, profitably exit their business with a great payday. That's their dream destination, right? That's their promised land. So what's the dream destination for your clients? Many advisors, maybe even yourself, you've been coached a lot. You need to know where your investor clients want to be. But there's a huge difference between where they are right now and where they want to be. And there are days and weeks, months and years, maybe even decades along the way. So where those same advisors, again, maybe even yourself, where they focus is using your client's financial written plan as the place where you write down their financial goals. And that's true, but it's got to be more than just their financial goals. Because for every good quest, for every good set of financial goals and written financial plan, we have to recognize that there are challenges and obstacles. There are dragons, there are dark forests, there are doubts that every investor is wrestling with. Between where they are right now and that dream destination, there are dragons, dark forests, and doubts standing in the way. So what are those exact obstacles? Not the general types like job loss or a serious diagnosis or different life transitions. No. What are the exact obstacles that you can see for that exact investor on the road ahead of them, whether that's 6 months from now or 20 years from now? The more that you can articulate those challenges inside that heroic investor story, you give them clear labels to those obstacles, those dragons and dark forests and doubts that your clients, that you know that are specific to their heroic investor story. And as you articulate their dream destination, what they want to see and feel and experience and sense in the future, that gives you the chance to craft a truly heroic story for those investors. And a story where they are the hero, and you, as their guide, you know the exact way that they need to travel on their financial journey. And as you talk through that heroic story, there's a real fork in the road for your clients. If they follow this exact plan, what will be the real reward for trusting your guidance? But what if they don't follow that plan? Do they really understand the fallout, the pain, the regret, the heartache that will come with that realization, knowing what could have been, but instead where they ended up? Because any advisor can create a written financial plan, but it takes a truly caring advisor who can see the full story and know what's at stake for this specific investor. Now, there are two types of storms that every investor faces. I call them external and internal. The external forces, they happen when the market goes crazy, right? The economy tanks, inflation, recession, war, scandal, politics, any type of situation you can think of that's outside of our control. This is the type of storm that affects virtually every type of investor. Then there are the internal storms. A marriage dies. A diagnosis happens, a company goes under, or a job ends. When horrible news hits and a giant wave comes out of nowhere and smashes your client's happily ever after, just smashes it to bits. That's where this third story comes in. It's what I call the storms of life story. This is a story used to show your clients how you and the financial plan are an anchor during the storms of life. And when the bad times hit, your investor needs to know that they have an anchor. They need to know that you're there to tell them, hey, it's going to be okay, because we plan for moments like this. It's specific to what they're going through right now. It reminds them that you care about them far beyond their portfolio. Now, your storms of life story, it's what you go to when the what ifs of life happen, right? And the key difference between most advisors and remarkable advisors is how proactive versus reactive you are with your storms of life story. So when the economy takes a tumble, are you reaching out to your investors through phone calls and texts and emails, or are you waiting for them to reach out to you? Now, the advisors that I've worked with who consistently stand out from other advisors are the ones who recognize storm moments early on. They take proactive steps to share their storms of life stories sooner. So we have those three stories. Your origin story is about sharing why you stay a financial advisor. Your heroic story is about articulating their financial journey with the investor as a hero. And then the storms of life story is about reminding your clients that you already have a plan in place with them even before the storm shows up. So you focus on those three types of stories, and I guarantee you have a stronger, better connection with the right type of investor clients. So let me know in the comments below what questions you may have about these three types of stories and how you're using each of these stories to connect with investors. If you like what I shared today, please give me a thumbs up, share a comment, hit subscribe to catch more of my videos about creating a more powerful, meaningful way to talk about what you do. Because life is too short to sound like every other financial advisor. Now, I get asked a lot about my exact process. Like when I'm working with advisors and their teams, how do I help them create a stronger, more impactful, more profitable message? Where I created a video walking through our exact process called the Advisor Story Model for empowering financial advisors to create powerful connections through better stories. So hit play on this next video. I'll see you there.